got her needles, her threads, her crafty flair, with a hoop in her hand and a smile so wide. She's calling y'all to join the Flosstube tribe. Rose Cottage creates where the stitches come alive. Threads of joy.
Hello, hi everyone. Welcome to Rose Cottage Creates. My name's Emma. Hi, welcome. So it's only been about, I think it's just coming up to about 3 weeks. And I thought I'd just pop on and come and see you all again. So it's Sunday, the 21st of Feb here today. Oh my gosh, I had to think about that. The weeks are flying by, aren't they? My gosh. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Unbelievable. The months are absolutely zooming past. I think we're all so glad to get out of January, and now heading toward the end of Feb as well is a tad scary. So it's been half term here in the UK, so Alfie's been off all this week. He's been off school for a week, which has been lovely. It's been really nice. The weather hasn't been wonderful, but you know, we've made the most of it. Good old English weather. But yeah, he came home with a lovely, well, I'd say a surprise. It's not a surprise because I did know about it, but yeah, a delightful treat from Animal Club. So he's brought home the giant African snails. Oh my gosh, yeah, they're let's just say they're not my type of pet. And I did say to Alfie that he was more than welcome to bring them home, but it would be his responsibility to be looking after them because yeah, I don't think they're for me. So we've got a tank, no joke, there's a tank about this big, sat in the kitchen, and it has to be plugged in. It's got a heat pad on the back of it, and oh my gosh, it must be about 15 giant snails in this tank. So among changing the water and putting in cabbage, and yeah, it's been, yeah, next time if an animal's coming home, I would rather it had fur, really. I think I might be able to cope a bit better with something like that. So yeah, it's been an interesting week, but we managed to get quite a bit of stitching done. How is everyone? How are we all doing? I hope we're all good. I hope we're all getting plenty of time to stitch. This is Flosstube 17. I didn't say either. I jumped straight in telling you all my news and gossip, didn't I? I didn't even give you the proper details. So Flosstube number 17. And just to let you all know, while I'm just talking about Flosstube, I have actually changed my name on my Instagram account. Now, I've had Instagram for years, absolutely years. And now obviously with doing Flosstube, I just thought it probably makes a bit more sense, and it certainly makes it easier for people if I could have the same name. So obviously you don't know, do you, what names are left with the likes of Instagram. So I went over and checked it all out, and it was there. So Rose Cottage Creates was available, so that is now my Instagram handle as well. So I've put it all down in the descriptions, and in past Flosstubes I've gone in and edited that, so it should be pretty easy for you now if you do want to head over and follow me on Instagram. It just makes it all flow a bit better, doesn't it? So, because obviously the name that I had years back doesn't really make much sense going forward with Flosstube. So just to make it all a bit more easier, and I've changed my little logo as well. So yeah, had fun designing that little logo. So this should be the same one now on my Flosstube that is on my Instagram. Like I say, it doesn't really change anything. It was just me wanted it all matchy and for it to look pretty. So yeah, hopefully it is a little bit easier, anyone that wants to head over and find me over there. I'm just thinking if there's anything else that I need to say before we get stuck in. Oh, also, I was giving away the gorgeous bag on the giveaway. So it was the lovely Pauline from Sobe Bags. I'm sure many of you know the beautiful bags that she makes and creates, and I kindly gifted one for my 1,000 subscribers. I won't get it out, but it was the gorgeous Liberty fabric. So the winner hasn't contacted me yet, so please come forward, because this is the last shout out. If I don't hear from you by the next video, then I will have to redraw that. obviously I'd love it to go to a lovely home. So the winner, I have wrote it down, but I will put it back up on the screen because I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right at all. It was P. Vatcher 8278. So if you are watching, or if anyone knows who you are, to get in touch, please reach out. Send me, my email address will be below in the description as well, but if you want to leave me a comment here, come and find me on Instagram, anything, and we can get this bag sent off. So like I say, if I don't hear anything, I will redraw that and I'll have a new winner on my next episode. So I think that's everything. Should we just get on with the stitching? So as you'll all know, I have got the book of days this year. So first year of having this, I've never really recorded all my stitching. So I'm really enjoying it, and I'm actually keeping up with it. I'm not great when it comes to writing in diaries and keeping notes of things. I always start off with great intentions, thinking that sounds wonderful, and you know, we'll keep up with that, and then no, it kind of tails off. But I've been really good. If I can just actually find the right page, that was January's, and February's is looking pretty much the same. So stitched every day by the looks of it. Yeah, pretty much every day, which is great news. So there's been plenty of stitching done. I haven't put any stickers. I know some people like to sticker the pages, don't they, on the book of days. I haven't done yet. But when I do come to speak about a little bit of haul at the end, I have actually bought some stickers that will come in useful, I think. So we'll talk about that in a bit. But let's jump in and I'll tell you what I've been working on. So straight after I filmed my last Flosstube, because I've done all my Valentine's, if you remember, if you were here watching the last one, there was all my little Valentine's cushions and pillows and things. So I don't know why, I feel like my head has been all over the place this month. I've stitched on everything, bits of everything, and nothing really makes sense, if that makes sense. So I went straight in and stitched Christmas. I have no idea why. I don't know. I think maybe I just wanted to make a good amount of progress. I'm not sure. So yeah, I don't know why I picked a Christmas project to work on. I think maybe because in my mind, I'm hoping maybe to have a lot of these finished and completed for Christmas this year. So maybe I was like thinking ahead. I don't know. I have no idea. Anyway, the one that I picked to work on, which you've seen before, so it's gorgeous. Sarah from the Stitchery Sisters, her beautiful pattern. It's the Nordic Heirloom Christmas Sampler. So I've shown it before. It is absolutely beautiful. And I've seen this in reality. What's the word I'm looking for? I've actually seen it. I've seen it at the Stitchery, and it's even more beautiful in real life. That was the word I was looking for. I told you my head's a bit all over everywhere at the moment, so it's going to be fun and games today, so you'll have to bear with me. But we'll muddle through it, I'm sure. So yeah, I've seen it and it's stunning. It is absolutely beautiful. I think I've picked a different fabric, but I love my fabric choice. So that is the pattern, and all the called for colours are the beautiful Weeks Dye Works. It's a gorgeous collection of, I call Sarah the Queen of Colour. I've given her that title now because she's a superstar when it comes to picking colours. So yeah, my gorgeous Queen of Colour, and she's so helpful. Honestly, if you ever need any advice, she's been amazing. You know, I only have to message Sarah. Sarah, if you are watching, you know how much I love you. You are my Queen of Colour. Really, really helpful, and she'll just reach out and give me so much advice, which is great, because sometimes colouring is hard, isn't it? It's really hard to pick colours or find matches as well. I find that unless you're in a store or you've got fabric, you've got flosses that you can compare them to, I would find it very difficult to try and look for something to match that or something instead of that colour. And yeah, it's difficult, isn't it, when you're only looking at pictures online. So she's a superstar. So I stitched on this. I actually spent a good few days. So 1, 2, 3. 3 days I stitched on this because I really wanted to make some good progress. And I really think I have. I've done quite a bit. I think probably all of this. I don't think any of that was done. I think even probably from about some of the houses here. There was only so many, probably up to about there, and then I've just worked down. So I have really got a lot in, but obviously I feel like I spent a long time working on that, and I still feel like I've got such a long way to go. But it's beautiful and I'm really enjoying it. I think sometimes I think maybe I want to see the end goal before I enjoy the process of it, if that makes sense. So as much as I love it and I love stitching, everyone that knows me knows that I do love a good finish. I do like to see the end in sight, but like I say, loving it. The little motifs are so cute, absolutely gorgeous. And like I say, look at the colours, they're just gorgeous, and I think it's working really well on this fabric. So yeah, so I did, like I say, I'd spent a good few days working on that, and I'm definitely going to keep plodding on with that one, because I'm definitely going to have that done for this year, and there's no doubt about it. It's like 100% that is going on the wall for Christmas. So yeah, that was the Christmas one. Like I said, I don't know why I wanted to stitch it. I think because I've got it in my mind that I want it done, and I know a lot of people do Christmas stitching sort of like the last day of the month or a couple of days towards the end of the month. I think I'm just a bit scared that maybe I won't get it done in time if that's the case. So I think I'm just going to pick my projects up as and when. What is calling for me, what I feel like I want to work on, I'm just going to go with it. I think that probably works best for me rather than any sort of set rules. I think I'm probably just best going with the flow. Then what else did I pick up? So from there I went on to nettle. So everyone knows of my love of animal crackers, and yes, have you seen the new ones that are coming out for Nashville? Have we pre-ordered? Yes. They are beautiful. Oh, I love them. Is it Olive the goose? Oh, gorgeous. And the hedgehog. Oh yeah, love them. Can't wait to get my my little paws on them. I love them. So yeah, I am a bit of a sucker for an animal cracker. So I've been working on nettle, which I love, absolutely love nettle. Although I do think she's very Halloween, which is great because everyone knows that I love a good bit of Halloween. So I really, really needed a good push on this because I think I'd only had the bottom of a dress done. Again, all the gorgeous call for Weeks Dye Works, love, love, love. So basically I worked away. I just kept going with her, to be honest. I'm just trying to have a look. I did spend a good few days on this, and I can tell you she is complete. Oh look, and I love her on this fabric. I was a bit unsure at first because obviously it's dark. I didn't know, but then I looked at the colours and I was like, do you know what? I really do. I love this fabric as well. So this is Cactus Wren. It's Fox and Rabbit Cactus Wren, which I'm a big fan of. In fact, I've just bought another piece of this, which I'll lead on in a bit to tell you about that. But I love her on it. I absolutely love her on it. And to be honest, I love her on the fabric so much. I kind of would like her framed. I'm not going to, because obviously I love the animal crackers, but I really do love, I think it would be really cute to see a bit of the coloured fabric. So yeah, the only problem is, now I did have a bit of a nightmare. I did put on my Instagram the other day, so I'd stitched everywhere and I'd come up to work on her eyes and the pattern it was just baffling. It just didn't make sense to me. So the colour that it was asking for in here, if you can see the darker bit around her eyes, it was a pale, like the same colour as her face. It wasn't the same colour, excuse me, but it wasn't far off. And I stitched it and I was like, that can't be right. Surely you can't have a white face and then a white eye. I was like, something has gone wrong. Anyway, again, I put it on Instagram, reached out to everyone. Everyone was wonderful. You all come back to me. And in fact, there is actually an error in my pattern, which I couldn't believe. So there is a printing error. So it was actually a completely different colour that was going into the eyes, which I was so thankful for, because I was so grateful that it wasn't my fault for a change. Sorry, Stacey Nash. But you did me such a big favour, because it's always me that gets it wrong. And I was like, oh, not again. Not again. What have we done now, Emma? So yeah, I was very, very grateful. Although I didn't want there to be an error, I was very chuffed that it wasn't me for a change. So I restitched the eye and it's perfect now. And then I actually went on and I've made a mask, which is a lot more stitching than I thought, actually. I was like, oh, well, that's tiny. That's not going to take long. That actually probably took hours. It took forever. Yeah, there is actually quite a lot of stitching in there. It's always the small projects sometimes that gets you, isn't it? I'm like, oh yeah, that'll be done in no time. I'm like, yeah, how many hours later? Still stitching. But yeah, love her. So I am going to make her into an animal cracker, obviously, because I've made a little mask now. So I just need to get her finished on the sewing machine and get her stitched up and stuffed, and she can join the rest of the party and wait for her friends to come along from Nashville. So speaking about Nashville, who's bitten, who's gone for it, who's placed an order, who's placed multiple orders, who wants everything? Hands up, hands up. So I've actually been really good at the moment. So I have placed an order. I have ordered I've only ordered 2 animal crackers. I know there is a third. Is it a goat? I'm not quite sure. I don't know whether I love that one. I'm not sure. I preferred, I think it is olive, isn't it? The goose. Olive and the hedgehog. I love those. So I've ordered those 2. I've ordered, I think it might be an Erica Michaels. It's an Easter one, which I thought was lovely. Never tried one of those patterns before. I haven't ever stitched from that designer, so I thought that would be nice. I've ordered Puntini, an Easter one, which again, I've never stitched from them before either. That looks adorable. And one more. So Sarah actually sent me a picture, which was hilarious. She sent me a screenshot of this pattern and she was like, as soon as I saw it, I knew you'd love it. And I was like, yeah, we need to order that. I don't know who that's by. If I think on, I'll put a picture on up here. So it's a Halloween and it's the 3 sort of silhouettes. It's quite, you know, it's just the one colour, it's just the black, but I love them. And what it reminded me of, I've got a picture frame that I've had for ages here, and it is a really cool picture frame. So it's like one long black frame, and then it's got like a background of like a burgundy-ish colour, but then on the background there's like 3, which are the actual photo frames that sort of hang on it. I'm not making sense. I should really have found it to show you, but what I am really, really hoping for is that the 3 patterns will fit these 3 frames. And in my head, so ironically as well, I thought the other week that would look really cool if I could find 3 Halloween patterns, because the frame is quite bit gothic-y, it warrants a Halloween project for sure. Like it's definitely, to me, it's calling out Halloween, so that will be really cool. So I'm really, really hoping that these patterns are going to fit that. So I think that's all I've ordered so far. Desperately want some of the with fine needle and thread. Love some of those, and some of the Teresa Kogut ones, the Easter ones, and there's a winter book. Love, absolutely love. So yeah, there's definitely quite a few. I mean, there's loads. They're amazing, aren't they? You kind of just want to try and stitch everything, and it's nice to have a variety, isn't it? Because I haven't really sort of found my my crocheting thing at the moment. So I kind of just stitch on, well, I stitch on whatever I like, but I can't say that there's really a theme or a certain, I mean, obviously I've got some designers that I do really like, that I go to, but I just like stitching a lot of different, the only things that I haven't stitched or I haven't really wanted to stitch is like a sampler, like the traditional samplers. That may well change over time, which I'm sure it will. And I think sometimes it's nice to maybe just push yourself out of the comfort zone. I kind of like a bit of a challenge, and you know, something that maybe I wouldn't necessarily call to me. I find it quite fun and quite, I don't know, I like it. I like setting myself a little goal. I've never done a full coverage, and I must admit that that doesn't really appeal to me. That's probably the only thing that I just don't think that that's my vibe at all. And very, very big projects, I think that just scares me. Like I think I've mentioned before, I'd love to do a long dog. It just terrifies me that I could possibly have a project on the go for over a year or longer. Yeah, I don't know. I love a finish. That's just me. That's just the way I work. But yeah, so I'm definitely gonna probably push myself a bit more and see what else is coming out at Nashville, because I'm sure there'll be plenty that I want to stitch on. So what have we done? Where are we up to? So a stitch nettle, got her finished and complete, and then back to Christmas. Ironically, I don't know why, it's just, oh, I don't know, Christmas is just, must be in the back of my mind at the moment. So this is my gorgeous bag that Pauline from Sobe Bag sent me. One for me to have, which was absolutely gorgeous because I don't often receive presents for myself. So that was an absolute treat. So my gorgeous penguin bag is housing some of my Christmas projects at the moment. So my lovely friend, my lovely stitchy friend, Sarah from Penelope's Pocket, I've mentioned before, who very, very kindly has just let me borrow this gorgeous Plum Street Sampler Christmas pattern. So Sarah, I know you did say that there was no rush, you know, and more than welcome to take my time, but I don't like borrowing things, and I just want you to know I'm stitching away and working on it because I want to get it complete. So I've done a bit of a mishmash of colours. Yeah, I've just picked all kinds really. I think a lot of them aren't the called for. I'm still a bit new to this flossy game and trying to match up colours and things, but hey ho, I've just gone with what I thought would work, and picked this fabric, which I was a bit unsure of at first with the fabric. So the fabric it's a Weeks Dye Works. Oh, that's great, it doesn't even say the colour. Oh, it did say the colour in pencil. Is it Rhyolite? Oh, I can hardly read it because it was pencil and it's rubbing off. Anyway, it was a bit of a strange colour. Not strange, just, I don't know. Sometimes I look at it and I think it looks grey. Sometimes I look at it and I think it looks pinky. I'm not quite sure. Purple? Who knows? It's got every colour going on. But I picked the colour and I think I like it. I mean, it's too late now because I ain't restarting. Not a chance. But yeah, what do you think? I think the colours are working out okay, aren't they? So I've actually stitched loads, but I've spent a lot of time working on it as well. I really have. I've pulled it out and worked on it for days really. But yeah, it's looking good, isn't it? So I've come down now. I didn't have the colour for the sheep, which was, I want to say Classic Colourworks. Let me just check and see. I just done a little order the other day because I didn't have it and I wasn't, oh, I wondered where those two magnets went. Two magnets stuck together. Deep Forest. Oh, so it's the Gentle Art Deep Forest, if anyone can see. Can you see that colour right there? Which looks quite green, but it has got like a grey tinge that runs through it as well. If you can see that. I should have put my board up, sorry. So I didn't have the colour for the sheep, and I wouldn't have particularly ordered it but I was a bit unsure, like I was just saying about colours. I didn't quite know what to go for. So I thought, you know what, on this occasion, I will order the called for. And do you think it's going to go with the pattern? Hopefully it goes with it. I mean, that is, like I say, that is the called for colour, but I don't know. It's a bit of a funny colour for a sheep, really, isn't it? But I'm going with it. I think it'll look fine. I think it'll all come together at the end, I'm sure. So I've got Santa's face, some more of his face to do, and there's some, like a grey to go on the bobble and in his beard. And then I just need to come down and finish off the sheep. And that's probably it. I'd say not much, but there will be. It's still going to take days, isn't it? Let's be real, you know. I say it's not going to take long, but I think cross-stitching it in itself takes days, doesn't it, to be honest. I had to laugh the other night as well. So I sat stitching on, I think it was when I was stitching on nettle, and Alfie come over to me, sat down next to me, and he just looked at me and he went, "You're stitching an animal cracker." I was like, oh my God. He cracks me up so much. He's so funny. I was like, yeah. I was like, how do you know? He's like, oh, I just know. So I was like, do you want to put a cross in? And he was like, bearing in mind, he's like 12-year-old boy, Alfie. He has popped up in a video before. Some of you have seen him around the Christmas episode. I was like, do you want to put a cross in? And he was like, yeah, okay. Alfie's left-handed as well, so him and Kev are left-handed, whereas I'm right. And I was like, oh God, it's really hard to like try and tell someone what to do with the other hand. It was a bit alien to me. Anyway, he persevered, and we done one stitch, and I think that was enough. I think that was enough to put him off for life. I was like, what did you think? And he was like, oh God, it's hard, Mum, isn't it? So yeah, bless him, he did. But yeah, he's just so funny. Is that an animal cracker? I was like, oh my God. He's obviously been hanging around with his mum for too long, hasn't he? So that is my gorgeous Plum Street. Hopefully not too long to go on that. And so this is what I mean where saying my head's all over the place. So we've gone from stitching Christmas to an animal cracker to Christmas, and then I suddenly decided, oh my gosh, we're not really too far away from Easter. And I haven't got anything for Easter because obviously I have only been stitching, well, I've been stitching for a year. So I have actually been stitching for a year now. I think next month will be my 1-year birthday here on Flosstube. So that will be exciting. So stay tuned for that one. We'll have to think of something nice to do for that episode. We'll have to maybe have another nice giveaway or something exciting. Yeah, we'll think on that one. So I have been stitching for a year, but obviously I wasn't stitching like seasonal pieces then. So I was like, oh gosh, I'm gonna have to think about Easter. So I had a new start. I've had the pattern for a while. I think I bought it from secondhand market. So not long after I'd started doing my cross stitching, I think it might have been on Vinted, I'm not sure. I think it was Vinted. I found a seller, I found a pattern that I really liked. I found a seller who was actually selling all kinds of charts, and a lot of them really appealed to me. So she was a lovely seller, and basically we'd done a big bulk buy and ordered a lot of different patterns, which is actually fantastic because, like I was saying before, about maybe sort of pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, or not necessarily maybe going for patterns that would normally call to you, or ones that you think you'd like, or, you know, it's good to get a variety, which has worked out wonderful for me, and I definitely do it again. So bulk buys are sometimes really good, or especially like I say, if it's the same seller that's selling different patterns and you can pick. So basically this was one of the patterns. So it's Blooming Bunnies Trio, and it's from Annie B's Folk Art. So again, I hadn't stitched an Annie B's pattern before. So this is Blooming Bunnies Trio, and there is the 3 pillows. They are cute, aren't they? Really like them. So it does give you, on the colours on the back, it is MPI floss that they've obviously used, that's called for. I've never used MPI, don't know anything about MPI, don't even know whether we can get them here in the UK, I'm not sure. But right next to it is a DMC conversion. So I was like, that's great, got plenty of DMC. So I have literally just kitted up the DMCs. They're only for Easter, they'll only be coming out now and again. You know, as much as I want them to look gorgeous, DMCs are just gonna look just as perfect, I'm sure. So some of the colours are absolutely gorge as well. Look at these, look at that, isn't that a fab colour? Look at it with the pink. Love those together. In fact, how gorgeous are they for a project? They just look so cool. In fact, I would really like to do a project with those 2 colours. Yeah, yes please. They look fantastic. There's another green. This one, oh, there's all sorts. I can't really show you them very well, can I? But you get the gist. Oh, there's paler pink. Beautiful. So they're all the colours in there. And which one did I go for? So obviously there's 3 patterns. Now they've model stitched on, what was the called for fabric? Oh, MPI is a silk as well, isn't it? So it's actually a silk thread, so I've definitely not used them. These were stitched on Regency linen by Picture This Plus. I didn't have any. To me it looks like a green. Yeah, I wasn't really fussed. I didn't really want the called for colour fabric, so I picked what I had in stash, which is Sandcastle. Is that Fox and Rabbit or Week's Dye? I'm not sure. I bought this from Sarah. I bought quite a few fabrics from her when I was down there. Basically, it's this gorgeous pink. It's like a very, very pale, pretty pink. And I thought, well, that'll be perfect because it's Easter and there's lots of pinks and greens. And so I've chose to work on the first one, Hop Hop. This little beauty in the corner. So I'm doing that one first. I thought I'll pick that one, see how I get on. So we've got Hop, got the first hop in, and then all this bit of the bunny with his big fluffy tail. So yeah, I think the fabric's really nice. It's quite, it's not a mottled, you know, it is quite a plain pink. I hope it is, I don't know whether it is picking it up. It is lovely. It's got just enough colour. It's not too overbearing pink, and I think it'll look lovely with the sort of the hot pink and the greens. So yeah, that'll be a nice one. So I am hoping it's huge. Well, I say huge, it's a big piece. Or plenty big enough. So I'm hoping this space here, I'm going to get bloom. I'm going to get bloom down there on that piece, because I'm only going to be turning them into small pillow finishes like I did for my Valentine's. And then the next one is just the one that'll be a bit bigger, is actually the bunny there with the scarf. So like I say, there is plenty, probably be plenty left over as well. So yeah, really enjoying that one. It's a nice pattern, easy to follow, nice colours, and will be lovely wearing it for Easter. I'd love to have those done. Whether I'll get all 3 of them done, I'm not sure. I would like to think, oh, just putting all my bags back on the floor, sorry. I'd like to think that I would, but Easter's early, I think, this year, isn't it? It's early in April. So I've got all March. But who knows, I may still well be stitching Christmas by then. No, I think if I set myself, I'm quite disciplined really. If I know I want something doing for a season, I'm on it, I'll do it, I will do it, I know I will. And then that was my new start. So I was also working on Nettle. This was all one day. I was working on Nettle, I had a new start on the Blooming bunnies, and then next day I finished nettle, and then the next day I was still working on blooming bunnies. I had 2 more new starts, so yeah, it's been a bit crazy this month. Like I said, I don't know where I've been, don't know what's been going on. So back to Easter now. I'm sorry, I'm throwing you all over the place, aren't I? I was super lucky to buy this from D-Stash. This was on, I think this one might have been on a Facebook page, group. Couldn't get my words out then, sorry. A Facebook group for a D-Stash here in the UK. Oh, you know I love her. You know I love Brenda Gervais with Fine Needle and Thread. So I was delighted to pick up this beauty because they're so hard to get here in the UK. So hard. So this is Happy Easter. Although I can't complain, I've been very lucky. I managed to pick up a fair few on the second-hand market. But I love her. Absolutely love this beauty. Look at that big, gorgeous rabbit face. See, why couldn't Alfie have bought like a rabbit home from school or something instead of the snails? I'd have been fine with that. Although we have got 2 guinea pigs as well, so they'd have to be kept separate, wouldn't they? So, what was this called for? Oh, DMC, really easy. All the colours were DMC. Had all of them in stash, which was wonderful. The colours are beautiful. Now I do need to get myself some more. I use the Pip and Chip bobbins. I love the Pip and Chip bobbins. They are fantastic. I bought them ages ago, the Pip and Chip bobbins, and the numbers, the stickers, which are so super sticky. They're so good. But obviously, as my DMC collection has spirals, shall we say, or added, as we've added to the collection, I do need some more bobbins desperately. So I've got to go and order some more because unfortunately now the ones that I had that are skeins aren't on anything, which is a bit of a nightmare. So yeah, I need to get myself organised with that. But if I just show you quickly, it's really hard to hold up the bobbins, I'm so sorry. But you get an idea about the colours. The gorgeous. And then there's a dark one in there, and then the white. I'm just thinking what I'm using for the white. I think I might actually be using, it called for Weeks Dye Works Grit. Is it Grit? Something like that. I didn't have that one, so I think I'm using whitewash, I think. But anyway, I've just made a small start. So this fabric was another one that I'd got from Sarah when I was down at the stitchery, because it's the only place where I can actually see fabric. Haven't got really any shops nearby, so to see it actually there is lovely, because obviously it is difficult, isn't it, when you're buying online. So this is, I've never worked with this before, it's Needle Bling and it's Shrekie's Tan, and I must admit, it's divine. I love it. Firstly, the colour is absolutely amazing. Feel like that is not doing it justice at all. It's very, very, I don't know, peachy, beige. Oh, it's just gorgeous. The mottling is beautiful. It's not picking it up on here very well at all. It's a lot, I think it's a lot darker in reality, but so there's the white. So it doesn't look like a lot, but it's the start of getting, because obviously there's going to be a lot of white stitching going on in there. So I've done a good couple of rows of the bottom of the face. Obviously that's going to need a lot of love before Easter, but I didn't think the colours were too far off. I don't know what it was called for. A Vintage Country Mocha by Zweigart. Again, I just tend to use what I've got in stash. I didn't think it was a million miles away. It's not looking identical on screen, but it's not, for me, it's not a bad match, I think. And I really like the fabric. I'm loving that. So yeah, that is going to be a little cutie, isn't it, to stitch for Easter. So I have got that one. We've got that Easter one on the go as well. So I'm really going to have to start working away on and get these Easter ones done in time. So again, there's going to be plenty of fabric there. Way more than needed, but I thought it'd be really cute to keep maybe for some more. If I do ever get any other Brenda Gervais Easter charts, it'd be quite cool to sort of keep it on the same fabric. I like that vibe, and that actually wasn't intentional, but talking about keeping things on the same fabric leads me on to my next new start. So anyone who's been here for a bit or followed me for a while knows that I love the Witchy Stitcher, love her patterns, and you will all know about the dilemma that I had with Graveyard Wonder. So this was a Patreon pattern, the Graveyard Wonder. I had a dilemma, well, an epic fail, should we say. I'm not going to go into detail, it's back on my other Flosstubes. But anyway, this was the Graveyard Wanderer pattern that I loved on Patreon. Anyway, she has gone and released the second in the series. So there's actually going to be 3 in this series. So these graveyards, are they ravens? People is now actually going to be a series. So the new pattern is out on the Witchy Stitchers Patreon. It was released for Valentine's, and it is a beauty. It is gorgeous. If you haven't seen it, I'll pop a picture in so you all know what I'm talking about. I love it. And as soon as I saw it, the amount of people that were sending me a message going, "Oh, Emma, have you seen what's released?" And I was like, I know. I don't know whether it fills me with dread or fills me with love. So the new one is a Graveyard Union. Obviously I'll have just put a picture in because I've only got it printed out in black and white. So yeah, I was like, well, I'm going to have to, aren't I? I'm going to have to stitch it. I loved it so much. I loved that one so much. I'm working on it. I was like, I'm going to have to stitch it. There's no two ways about it. Now, the model stitch for this one has actually been stitched on a pink fabric. And don't get me wrong, it is fab. It looks brilliant on the pink fabric. But in my mind, I was thinking, if these are actually going to be a series of 3, maybe it would be really cool to keep it on the same fabric, because that's out all year round. Like that's not going away. That's not coming out just for Halloween. Like that is staying out all year round. So I thought it'd be really cool to have the 3 of them pretty much stitched the same way. And that was Cactus Wren, Fox and Rabbit. So I thought, I'm going to have to do the same fabric. I know I like the fabric it's on, so I knew that this one would be fine. It didn't worry me. So I ordered another piece of Cactus Wren because I didn't have enough. I think the offcut from that one, that's probably what I've just used to stitch Nettle with, because I don't know why, it just seems such a good colour. It calls to me a lot of the time. The Cactus Wren, I think it's just, I don't know, it's lovely. It's really nice for all different types of projects. So I just did it. I just dived in and made a start, and there we go. So all the gorgeous leaves, this time pinks. Oh, I'm sorry if you can hear screaming in the background. So Alfie and Kev have got the football on, but they're right at the other end of the house, and I've come over here and shut the doors, but I've just heard a scream, so I'm guessing that's a goal. So I'm sorry if you can hear anything in the background. Interfering with Flosstube football. That's all it is in this house. I think it's either football or Flosstube. So yeah, so it's pink obviously because it's more sort of Valentine theme, this one. I mean, it's, well, saying Valentine's, it's, I think, is it the wedding? Are they actually getting married on this one? Yeah, it's the wedding, isn't it? So yeah, all the gorgeous flowers, but I think it's going to be fab on this fabric. I didn't even question it. I was like, as soon as I thought about it, so I was like, oh, it does look nice on the pink fabric. And then I was like, oh, hold on a minute. I was like, if all three of them are going to be displayed together, which they definitely are, to me, it's got to be matching. Well, it's not got to be, but I just think it'll look nicer because, like I say, they'll be out and displayed together. So yeah, cactus wren, fox and rabbit, loving it. Everything I stitch, by the way, is 36 count. So I haven't said, but that's my go-to. So that's what I'm stitching on. So that was a new start. So yeah, dived into that one, and that's it. That is it with the stitching. So I feel like there's been a lot. There's been a lot of stitching, hasn't there, for less than 3 weeks. Yeah, that's it, right up to date now. I was referring to the book of days, by the way, when I was looking down at the side, for anyone that was wondering what I was doing. So yeah, so I've had bits of everything, haven't I? I've worked on, which is, there's nothing wrong with that. It's the, do you know what I mean? I think, like I say, I like to jazz it up a bit and see what we fancy day to day, really. So I haven't done an awful lot of embroidery. I didn't do the subscription this year, which I'm quite sad about. So I always do the Stitchery, not the Stitchery sisters. Oh my God, Nikki Franklin, the Stitchery. I always do her subscription, monthly subscription, which we'll say it's monthly, but it's for a year. So you get a kit every month. And this year, it's Time for Tea, which is gorgeous. They're absolutely lovely. They're all like floral wreaths, of all, so you know, sort of like your teas that you get that are different blends. So like there's a sleep one and it's lavender, and it is gorgeous. And Sarah, her sister's done gorgeous little cross-stitched tea bags, which are really, really cool. But I didn't sign up for either of those this year. I don't know why, and I'm regretting it already, which I knew I would. I think there was a lot going on this year, and there's a lot of cross-stitch, and I'm off to the big stitch and then Nashville, and I just thought I'm just gonna be overwhelmed with so much crafting, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, come on, it's not a bad thing at all. So I haven't done an awful lot of embroidery, so I need to get back to that because I do love my embroidery, as you all know. And then on my last episode, my Valentine's one, I was showing, I had the display, I was in the other room, so I'd had the display behind me, and there was an embroidery book that I had out. So that was a subscription. It was postcards from England, I think, and it was a couple of years ago. The subscription kit that Nikki had done for that year, and I'd put mine into this gorgeous linen book. And I think I'd only showed February's, the Valentine's one, and I did ask if anyone would be interested in seeing it, and I know someone had got in touch with me and said that she'd really like to see it. So if you're not interested, then that's fine, you can just whiz on, you don't have to watch this bit. But I just thought it'd be nice to show you because I do love my embroidery, and it's just another nice needle craft. And so I thought I'd give you a little peek inside. So I haven't put anything on. I should really put something on the front cover or the back cover. But I had this this made, so I think Sarah's mum had made these. So I had actually purchased the linen book from her. I think Nikki does say that you can make them yourself. They're quite easy to make yourself, but I'm not that brave, so I just cheated and bought one. So obviously there's all these linen pages inside, and then I have stitched, I'll just quickly tell you before I go straight in and show you. So there were kits that came with the linen, with the threads. So they've been stitched on probably gorgeous old linen. then I bundle webbed them onto the card, oh gosh, what's it called? Is it cardy paper? So it's like a handmade sort of rough paper, so it looks like a postcard basically. Honestly, so I've got an itchy nose. My allergies have been so bad these last couple of days. An allergy tablet is just not cutting it at the moment for me. I don't know what's going on, but oh god, the allergies are through the roof. Sorry, no one needed to know that, did they, about my itchy nose and my allergies? So so basically they were stitched onto the linen that was then backed on this cardy paper, which I've just around the edge, it's quite rough, it's just gone round with a bit of an ink, and then they've been stuck, and then the actual cardboard has then been bundle webbed onto the linen pages. So in case you're wondering why it looks like there's so many layers of things, that's how it's been worked, so you'll know why. So this one was January. So each one as well has got a little tiny typewriter month tag. So that was January's postcard from England, which is just so cute with those sheep and all those French knots. Oh, that was a lovely one. So I think each month has obviously Nikki has tried to tie it in with obviously what is happening. So obviously February, that's quite a Valentine's. There's the dove holding the love letter, and then all these gorgeous flowers. Pretty. I've just heard Kev screaming again, I'm so sorry. Someone must have scored again. I do apologise. Spring, welcome spring, so that's March. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll probably keep this out on display, and then every month I'll just turn the page, and then it's like a new picture, it's like a new display every month, isn't it? So spring is cute, they're look like a pair of socks or Wellingtons maybe, with all these flowers popping out the top. So that's March. April, oh that's a pretty one, look at the house. So that as well there was, oh my gosh, paint, watercolour. Sorry, couldn't think of the word then. The grass, I've just watercoloured that on. Nikki has obviously done this before and showed us how to do. So sort of you can get different colour and tones and things using paint. And don't be scared of doing it and going for it, because it gives such a good effect. So that, the green in there is a watercolour wash. And then obviously, oh, look at all that stitching. Look at all those French knots. It's a good job. I like a good French knot, isn't it? And that roof. Oh, the thatched roof on the cottage. May. Gorgeous jug with all those flowers popping out. Again, lots of French knots. Oh, I actually forget, because I haven't looked through this for ages, and I forget how gorgeous some of her work. She's so clever, so clever. They're the most beautiful kits. Look at June with the hot air balloons. Isn't that fab? So again, the sky and the grass is a watercolour. So you can see the bit where I've left white for the clouds, and it is just literally a watercolour wash. So I probably did that before I did the embroidery. I would think it was probably painted before I embroidered. And July is fab with the beach huts. Again, the watercolour wash for the sand and the sky. And then look at all those, and the seagulls, the birds flying everywhere, wanting to steal someone's fish and chips. So that's July. August, another floral. That lovely big bouquet of flowers. Oh, these were so lovely. And obviously you've got the month. I mean, obviously you can take as long as you want, but you've got a month to work on them before your next one comes. September, is the scarecrow. And again, watercolour, sky, and then the soil at the bottom. So the only thing, and I can say it stands out like a sore thumb, where underneath I've carried my thread for the birds, and you can see it's so bad. In fact, that bothers me so much. I might actually rip, you see, it'll probably easily peel off. Yeah, I'm going to peel that off that card and unpick those, or snip those bits, because it is really noticeable. It's such a shame. Obviously, I didn't know back then about carrying threads, did I? Another lesson learnt. So that's September, the cool scarecrow. October now, obviously, we're getting more autumnal, aren't we? All the leaves changing colour on the trees, all the golden leaves going from greens to browns to oranges. Again, watercolour. Gosh, we used a lot of watercolour, didn't we, in this series? So again, for the sky and the grass, that was a watercolour background. That was October's. November, people starting to think maybe about the Christmas decorations. This is the door, the front door with the wreath, and then that is a bow. So that actually is a fabric bow that I made and then just stitched on there. That's November. And then the last one, December, which, oh, just let me fluff that bit up. It's just a little bit there that's just flattened. Oh, it's just the girl's hat. See her little... So she's posting a letter, posting a Christmas card, or maybe a letter to Santa in the post box. I'm just looking there. So a hat, that is it a turkey rug stitch, do they call that? And then you fluff it all up. And obviously, because it's been stored with the pages shut, it just needs fluffing up a bit. I fluff up a pom-pom. But yeah, that's cute. And the little robin sat on top with the snow. So it's a lovely book, isn't it? And I really like it in the linen. You know, the treasured things to keep, aren't they, for years to come. So I will open that now. We are still in February, aren't we? We are just about. It's not long left, is there? So just next week now. So we'll keep February, because we're still kind of Valentine's. And I'll leave that. I'll pop it out there. Leave it there on display. And I think I'll change it over every month. So that is it. That is it with embroidery. I'm just going to bend down 1 minute, because there was not enough space on my table next to me with all the stitching going on. So I've got a few things to talk about. I'd say haul, but obviously there is things that I've bought. Not all necessarily cross stitching, but you'll see what I mean. So a couple of weeks ago, we all went out to Manchester for the day. We got the train and went into Manchester, and there is a really big art shop called, is it Fred Aldous? I think I'm pronouncing that right. I hope I am. There's a few, I think, dotted around, definitely the UK. I'm not sure whether they're anywhere else. So we went there and I picked up, I love these. So they're the Merchant and Mills bulb pins. I've used these before. What colour have I got them in? I think I might have them in black. And then I bought them in nickel. So they're just like a silver. You can see that there. Hold it in front of it. So I'm sure you're aware of what a bulb pin is. But I like these. So I've used them before. I've attached them on my pillow, and you can sort of buy embellishments and buttons and all sorts. And basically They will just, for anyone that doesn't know, let me just grab, have I got a pillow? Oh, I've got this big cushion. So this was the gingerbread house. This was an embroidery one from Nikki. In fact, that was all talking about watercolour. They were all watercoloured to give the brown background for the gingerbread houses. That was actually a workshop that I went on a couple of years ago at the Stitchery, quite a couple of years ago. And I've actually added, if you can see, there's all sequins and beads in the snow. Oh yeah, you can see them sparkling away. Which was that was a good one. So what you would normally do is, I'm sure you're all used to this, but open your bulb pin, pop that through there, and like I say, it's normally holding on a button or an embellishment or something like that. So I just bought those in nickel, because we don't always see the Merchant and Mills other than buying online. So it was nice to pick those up. And then I got myself some pom-poms, which is a little bit crazy, and a little bit bright. My gosh, look at the colour of those. But there was something about these that I was just like, oh, I love them. I absolutely love them. They're so obscenely bright and neon that I actually loves them. I loves them. And then they're probably a bit more pastel, a bit more of a normal colour. But I bought them I thought they would either be really, really cool for like a really like quite a cool Easter project, maybe even a Halloween one. But yeah, what I did was so I'd bought some pins a couple of weeks ago, some long pins, and that actually works so well. So I just push the pin through and the pom-pom just sits on the top of it, and it looked fab. I was like, oh, they'd be amazing. The little pins that go into the cushions, they will look fab. So I bought those, and then we went to, is it Flying Tiger here in the UK? I think it is, isn't it? The shop Flying Tiger. Is it called Tiger somewhere else? So that's the logo. I'm sure it's called the Flying Tiger here in the UK. Now I do think that these are all over. I think they've got them everywhere. It is Flying Tiger, and they're online as well. Now this little sticker book was £1. £1 for 12 sticker sheets. And this is what I was saying about my book of days. Like I said, I don't really use stickers, but I thought they were so cool. So look, there's a whole page that's full of Christmas ones. So I think there's 2 pages of each design. That's like a Valentine's. It's got Valentine's stuff on. I was like, well, that'll be great. It was just like, I was like, gosh, that's just going to be amazing. They look very Easter, like the Easter chicks, the bunny. I was like, this would be brilliant for all our stitching. There was one sticker. Oh yeah, I thought that was great. So it actually says work in progress, if you can see there. So it's like a whip. It's our own whip sticker. I was like, oh, that's great. What else? So that is obviously like summery. You got your ice creams, seahorses. I just thought that for £1, it is brilliant. And look at the Halloween ones. And autumn. Aren't they great? So I think I'd mentioned last time as well, I'm having a witchy stitching month in May. Me and Amy from, what's Amy's Flosstube? Anxiety Stitcher, something like that. I'll link Amy below. I mentioned her in my last Flosstube. She is a fantastic Australian Flosstuber. Brilliant, love Amy. We're both gonna have the whole of May. May, just solely stitching on the Witchy Stitcher. Any patterns, anyone's welcome to join us. Kerry, colourfully cross-stitched, you are joining us, aren't you? Yeah, good old Kerry loves a new start. She'll be there with us. But I thought they'd be fab, wouldn't they, to decorate in March? So yeah, I thought, wow, that's great, isn't it, for £1? That would be wonderful. And then I bought my cactus wren fabric the other day. Got a couple of Weeks Dye Works floss. I can't even remember what these were for. I have a feeling they might have been for an animal cracker. So I've got 2 sage, blue spruce and a galvanised. Those Weeks Dye Works threads. Like I say, I'm pretty sure they're for an animal cracker. And I just picked up another little piece of linen just because I hadn't used this before. It's fox and rabbit and it's hog bristle. And I always like to buy a small, sometimes just add a small piece of linen into my order just so I get to see it and see the colour, and it's actually lovely. It's just a real nice, I don't know, biscuity beige, would you say? It's darker than a beige, but it's a really nice colour. So I thought, well, that can be used for many, many different things. So that came along with Cactus Wren. That was one order. Oh, just dropped my pom-poms. Oh, dear. Hopefully they're still in the bag. Got another parcel. Did this come yesterday? I think it might have come yesterday, actually. Oh, I got the new Toff magazine. So I crochet and I get the Toff Quarterly magazine. That's the new one. That's just come. Isn't that cardigan beautiful? I don't know whether I'll be crocheting that, but it's stunning. The magazines are great. So it's a mixture of crochet and knitting. I think there's about 10. Is there about 10 patterns you get? 1, 2, 3. Oh no, there's more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 knit. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 crochet. So there's 10 patterns. Did I say 10? There is 10 patterns. I've all sorts: shawls, headbands, hats, cardigan, a bumblebee. So there's loads of stuff in there. So that is my crochet magazine, and then the stitchery. So I've just finished working on the herbarium, which was last year's subscription. So Sarah has just sent these out. So it is a label that says the herbarium on this gorgeous linen, and another one of the stitchery, the logo. So I think you could stitch over them, or you could just leave it printed like that. And then to go in your book, if you are making like a linen book. And these gorgeous pages. So Nikki has had these pieces of papers printed. Oh my gosh, they are beautiful. And knowing Nikki, I am pretty sure they're all her pictures. She will have designed all these. So there's rose, there's thyme. Oh, they're just absolutely gorgeous. Obviously she's done one for each. Look at the elderberry. Oh, they're lovely. Yeah, so she must have done one for each month. Oh, look at that. So I've made mine, I've made mine into a book. So I'm not sure what I'll do with those, but they'll definitely be finding, I'll be finding a craft of some sort to do with them. So that was a gorgeous, another little happy delivery yesterday. And then the last thing that I wanted to mention. So I found a shop online. She has got a website. There's not an awful lot of stuff on the website, but she is on Facebook. If you're not on Facebook, I know not everyone uses Facebook. I don't really use Facebook. I don't really post or anything like that. But you can find the shop through Facebook, and there's loads of contact details, or I'm sure there will be on the website. Basically, the website is called The Emporium. It's Evie, the girl that owns the Emporium. Evie is my gosh, Evie's amazing. Sorry, I've got an itch on my eye there. The Emporium is based in Wales. It's based in Llandudno. I've never been. I've been to Llandudno. We love Llandudno, but I've never been to the shop. But I reached out to Evie, asked about her opening times. Now, I don't know whether Evie's got another job. I don't know whether she works there all the time. I think is it silversmith? She makes jewellery and things. I could be telling you half a story there, so don't quote me on that. She definitely does something to do with jewellery. So her opening hours vary. She always puts everything on Facebook with her opening hours and things. But my gosh, what a shop. And Evie is just amazing. So obviously I couldn't get to Llandudno. I will be going to Llandudno, and 100% I will be going to Evie's shop. But she was so helpful. So basically, it's a craft shop. And she buys and sells craft items. So I think as well, she'll sell stuff for you. So maybe like if you had craft items that you wanted to get rid of or weren't going to use, she'll sell them on your behalf. So everything is sort of, I want to say it's like secondhand, but it's not. So it could have been owned by someone else, but the amount of craft stuff that she has got is absolutely unbelievable. So to cut a long story short, I got in touch with Evie. She basically just said, what is it you're interested in? What do you want me to show you? And she just kept sending me these pictures. Like, honestly, it's like having a personal shopper. I can't tell you how good she was. So I just literally would say to Evie, okay, buttons. I want some buttons. I want some trim. Literally, you'd name anything, and she was just sending me picture after picture of whatever. And what she doesn't stop. I mean, like literally anything I asked her, I was like, oh, I don't suppose you sell like the metal embellishments? And then there was just like picture. And I was like, oh my God, she's got everything, absolutely everything. So I placed an order with Evie. Well, she'll deliver stuff. She'll send stuff out in the post. I don't know whether she sends abroad. I'm not too sure about that. But 100% she sends to the UK. So this came the other day. Oh my God, my box of goodies. And I thought I had to show you. I said to Evie, like I opened it and I was like, oh, I didn't even want to open it properly. So like she's put on this gorgeous, thank you for shopping with me, Evie. And then there was like some sweets in there, but look, everything's sort of wrapped. Oh, all this gorgeous paper, everything's wrapped up so nice. So honestly, it was just like, it's just a box of treats. So there's so much. And I thought I've got to show you because it's just, if anyone is here in the UK or interested or wants to get in touch, please head over because I can't rate her. I don't know another shop like this. If you do in the UK, please let me know. But I literally do not know a shop like this where it is just, it was unbelievable and so reasonable. So this is song sheets, so scripts of music, which I love, and I've used these for craft items in the past. So she's like, there's like a bundle of those that she sent wrapped. So I've not even opened all those, but I done a lot of Christmas crafts using these. I did actually buy an old, in a charity shop, I found a songbook and then I had to age the pages and it was a faff. It did take a while, whereas this looks like it is just old sheets already done. If I would have known, because I think that was literally, I think they were £2.50. Unbelievable. Another one, so this is all old, this was £2.50. So these are all like old pieces of paper. Again, you know, it's for certain crafts that I do. It won't be for everyone. Like I say, she did have cross stitching, because I did say, do you sell cross stitching? I saw she had loads of hoops. She did have some patterns because she sent me some pictures. It just wasn't they weren't my kind of style. But yeah, and like I say, there may not be these again. A lot of it I think is just like one-offs and things, but this is like some vintage like Christmas paper. It looks like tissue paper. Look at these cards, like old cards. That one says Florida, but I was like, they'd be amazing, you know, for like when I'm doing like my summer display and things, or even to go on like a photo frame, because I use like on this one, going back to the witchy stitcher one, so I put on all these embellishments. This was just a really cheap frame, and then I put on all these embellishments myself, so anything like that. So these were embellishments. Look, everything's so lovely. She so took the time, because they only came the other day, and I'd sent her a message and I said, Evie, if you don't mind, I'm going to mention it on Flosstube, because I was blown away. Like when I find something that I love, I want to share, because obviously she's not sent me, I've bought all this myself, so you know, she wasn't looking for a shout out. It literally blew my mind what she had, and I don't, like I say, I don't have any other shops like this near me. So these are all like metal embellishments, and I mean, I think they were literally like 10 pence each. Look at that with the key. So like I was saying before, you know, about the bulb pins, they'll just hang on, and how cute would they look hanging on your pillow? There's a clock one. Sorry, that's the other way around there. A little flower. I got 2 of the keys. Oh, in fact, did I get 2? Oh no, there's a tiny silver one. So let's pop those back in the bag. Those are all them. What else is there? A fabric pack. So I got that. That was £2.50. All those, which I thought would be great for back in Easter. They were giving me really good Easter vibes, or spring. I thought they would be great. Obviously just old pieces of whatever fabric which has been cut up, which is great. So like I say, it's kind of like a bit of recycling as well. When I bought the pom-poms, look at those wool, like felt balls. They were £1. I mean, they'd look great, wouldn't they, with stuck in a pin. Beads. So these ones are actually Gutermann. They're like the seed beads. When you see those, tiny, tiny. They were £2. You know, it's like, it's absolutely, I saw someone the other day and they'd finished a small pillow with a bead trim around, but there's like, I don't know whether it's called something, there's like 3 beads and then a bit of a gap and then another 3 beads and then a gap, and then that goes all around the pillow, and it looked stunning. So I don't know how you do that. I don't know whether there's a tutorial out there or someone's done that, but I thought, well, they'll be great. Some more, they're seed beads, they're a darker one. They were £1.50. Sorry, I'm going to go through it all because I was just so excited. Like, look, everything, she's wrapped up everything in this gorgeous paper. I didn't even want to take it out. Some more beads. Oh, totally not even showing you there, sorry. Totally off camera. Got those ones. I've got some purple. 50p. These ones, she said, were like a bumblebee. I mean, they look really cool as well in a pin. 80p. Like I say, they probably now won't have, I think it's kind of like one of everything. because it's just what either she's selling for people or she's selling herself. Look at those tiny. I don't know whether you can see there. I should have, I'm not doing this very well, am I? I've got stuff everywhere now. I was going to say I should have got my board. Can you see those? They're tiny hearts. Like glass heart beads. Oh, I hope you can see them. And those ones are like bronze. These are amazing. These are skulls. So everyone that knows my love for Halloween, look at these. And they're super tiny holes. They'd go on a little pin. They were like 10, I think they were 10 pence each. I mean, I've never even seen things like this before. Look at that, the blue one. So yeah, I got a bag of those. What else? Oh, I'm sorry. I hope you don't mind me going through everything with you, but I hope you find it as as interesting as I did. Buttons, so like old vintage buttons. I thought some of those colours, like that light green and the purpley one, they'll be great on some Easter pillows. I think the buttons were like 10 pence each. Look at these gorgeous like flower bead, like a diamante one. Tiny like mother of pearl. And those ones, those colourful, so like they'd be fab, you know, like on that Easter, the Brenda Gervais Easter pillow, they'd be gorgeous with a couple of buttons on the bulb pin, and those ones. Nearly there now, not too much more. Because sometimes as well, like, you know, craft really, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, you need to keep all your craft things, because it's surprising sometimes what you use for other projects. So when I made, I'd done a little Halloween project a while ago, and it was the pattern from Jennifer from the Little Paper Bear Co. It was a ghost, and it was like a stamp, but I used the Tim Holtz. It was like a shadow box, and I'd used the box that I'd backed the pattern on, the cross stitch on, and then I put a border around the edge of like a square, like a wooden border, but I'd put all embellishments and things. So there's so many things that you not necessarily like just for cross stitch, but you think, oh, I could use that. So like I was saying before, trim. So like, look at that. It's like a tinsel, but I thought that'd be really cool for a certain project. That was like 50p. A yellow rickrack, which would be great for Easter. That's a really cool one. Again, that'd be great for the one of the Easter pillows. I think that was 50p. Like I say, it's dangerous. Oh, all the things that she had there was that, and she was just literally sending me picture after picture. I got a red one as well. So I've got a blue one, the red one. That's a jazzy one. Look at that rickrack. I mean, some of this stuff, like, I've never seen anything like these before. Fab. That is disco. And this one, she messaged me and said, oh, Emma, I found this like vintage trim. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. So it's like a silk. I don't know if you can see it properly. And then in here, look at all that delicate like lace work. Oh, it's so pretty. So that would just be gorgeous backing. That's really special. Like, I think that was £1. Honest to God, it blew my mind. I was just like, oh my gosh, like, look at these bobbins with all this like twine. Oh. I was like, well, they'll just be gorgeous on display, wouldn't they? You know, even if I'm not going to use them. I was in my element, as you can see. And then I've got one more bag. I'll just show you what was in here. So like I say, the Emporium in Llandudno, but if you can't get there, don't panic, because Evie will come to you. I was like, Evie, you're so kind, you're not much. She's like, oh no, I love it. It's literally like a personal shopper. So look at these beads, these little bells. I know they're bright, but for certain projects, they are just going to be amazing. I think they were 75, oh yeah, there you go, 75 pence each. And again, on a little bulb pin on the corner of your pillow, amazing. These gorgeous big, like, rose flower embellishments. Then last couple now. It's like Christmas, isn't it, with all these goodies? Oh, look at those toadstools. So they'll be great, you know, even for a little Easter display. Hearts, look at those. They'd have been ideal for Valentine's Day. All these red hearts, £1. £1. I mean, you couldn't even buy them, could you, from anywhere? And then these, so basically these are all the same, but just different colours. So there's 4 packs there, and I'll just show you. I think each pack is pretty much the same, and again, these are just beads, but they've got like small, like butterfly, like skinny, long one, these gorgeous circular ones. So yeah, watch this space. I don't know what I'm going to be crafting and what I'm going to be making next, but what a fantastic shop. So I can't recommend her enough for any of your crafting needs. Go and see Evie. And on that note, after nearly an hour and a half, I will love you and leave you in all my loveliness. Hope you're all well. Hope you're all going to have a real good couple of weeks stitching. Hopefully the weather's getting a little bit nicer. It's a lot warmer here today, actually. It's really mild. It's lovely. I love being back. Love seeing you all. Take care. Please, let's hope the winner of the bag comes forward. If not, I will be shouting out again in my next video, which again will probably be another couple of weeks. May even tie in with my year here on Flosstube, my Flossiversary, which is crazy because where's that year gone? And on that note, thank you so much for watching. Thank you everyone for liking, subscribing, leaving the time to leave me a comment. It's wonderful. So take care everyone. Loads of love. Bye everyone. Bye.